There's my feetsies. This is awful. I need to move that mirror. This week's question comes from Dekame Session. Worked Kawaii asks, what about when you've been texting 2 or 3 people, realize you only click with one and once you tell the others you won't be dating them because you don't want to lead them on? Yeah, what about that? It's not actually a question. So sometimes we need to ask ourselves, how do you pronounce kawaii? I think that's the really important question here because I said kiwi once to my friends and they yelled at me. Just like how one time in a video I said manga instead of manga, and then everyone on the internet burned me at the stake. I'm dead. I wish. Anyway, I assume you're asking me how to tell the other people that you don't want to date them, so I guess I will discuss that. There is also a small chance I've actually responded to this exact comment. I'm past the point of caring. I actually can really relate to this because I have a really hard time telling people that I'm not interested in them when they're flirting with me, so I usually end up not telling them at all. It's also a problem because I am really nice to everyone. If you haven't noticed, I am extremely fucking nice. And so some people mistake me for flirting with them when I am just a lovely fucking person. So first of all, I do not think that you necessarily owe anyone an explanation about your own business. And then second of all, if you tell someone you're not interested in them when they haven't already asked you out or confess that they like you, they might try to flip it on you and they'll be like, oh, I didn't like you anyway, that's cool, you misconstrued my emotions, and then in reality they'll go home and cry. However, if it does get to the point where they ask you out on a date, I think you should just be blunt. I actually turned down a date this week because I rather do homework. Yikes. But of course I did not tell them that I rather do homework than go out on a date with them, or that I rather do a number of things than date them. I just said, no thank you. I do not want to do that thing. Now, if you have been promising these people dates and you've been telling them that you like them, you might consider just very nicely telling them you are no longer interested. However, I still don't think that you necessarily owe them an explanation as to why you're not interested, because that's just my personality. I don't think you owe justification to anyone. And as a last resort, you can always fake your death. I'm pretty sure it is relatively easy to get your obituary in the newspaper these days, and you can always buy an ad space and even run a fake obituary. However, then you have to make sure they read the newspaper, and no one reads newspapers anymore, and then if they see you out and about, they will either realize you're not dead or think you're a zombie and try to kill you again. So it's probably better to just nicely tell them you're not interested. If you guys have any more advice about this, you can leave that in the comment section, and of course you can leave questions for future videos in the comment section or send me a message at cupofjoeshow.com. I will see you guys Wednesday. Next week, maybe we'll do a tutorial on how to fake your obituary. Just when you thought my advice couldn't get any worse. Fake obituaries.